First thing we see here is how close De Gea has his feet together as Cazorla's making contact with the ball. That's what we like to see. A lot of times goalkeepers will have these legs split really wide. And what's interesting about this is he's keeping his feet that close together while moving. So you see this movement to his left, how the feet are staying very close together and close to the ground. That's the product of a lot of work on the training ground. A lot of people use hurdles when they have the goalkeepers move laterally in goal. I don't like to do that for this very reason. We don't want to see the feet coming high off the ground. I like hurdles for jumping, explosive jumping and diving kind of movements, but not lateral movement. Here's what's so interesting and so exceptionally good that De Gea does. As Cazorla makes contact and now the ball is clearly headed to his left and he's going to have to dive, keep your eye on this left foot. You see it start to come off the ground and it starts to step in this direction to the left. That's normal and that's natural. But where a lot of goalkeepers would keep stepping that foot to the left, he's actually not going to extend it any further than that right there. And he's going to start his dive with his upper body. So watch now with that left foot off the ground still, instead of continuing to extend his leg, he's going to start getting his upper body now out over that foot. Now the foot goes to ground. The foot's actually moving a little bit back to his right. And by the time that foot goes to the ground, there, look how far the upper body is out in front of the foot. There's his left shoulder. And there's that left foot. And what that means is his upper body and center of gravity is on the outside of this foot, and he can push off with it and extend. And obviously that's what he does. So often you see, especially with younger goalkeepers, getting in a kind of reverse situation here where this left leg ends up way out here and planting, and the upper body's back here behind it, and there's just no way now to get that dive started, especially for a low shot. Okay, so having done that properly and really well, now it's simply a matter of driving with this left leg and extending, and as he makes contact with the ball with his left hand, the left foot is the last thing making contact with the ground. Again, that's what you'd want to see. Ideally, you don't always see that. A lot of times, it's actually reversed. That right foot would be on the ground and the left foot in the air. Now, he makes a save later in this same game off Sanchez where that does happen. His left foot comes up off the ground, but that's because the shot's much closer to his body, and he's almost kicking that foot up in the air to get it out of the way to make sort of a collapse dive and just flash the left hand out and make a reflex save. This is different. This is a full dive, a full extension save. Again, we see that left foot still on the ground. He's extending with it. It's not enough that he's got his hand to this ball. He's got a strong hand to the ball. You can see that his entire palm is behind the ball, and he's not diving backwards. We'll see in the second video that's another thing he does exceptionally well. And he's able to complete the save. One thing you would see if I were to run it all the way through is how quickly he gets back up to his feet, but because this is a slow motion video, it wouldn't really do it justice.